give everybody a trophy. That's what they did tonight. They gave a trophy, a win, a huge win to Horn, the local kid, for trying hard. You're not supposed to get it for trying hard. You're supposed to get it for winning.
Thank you once again for tuning in. Much appreciated. For all those that haven't subscribed to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. For those that are coming back to the channel, thank you so much. Let's talk boxing, right? See, I'm not one to kind of kick a man when he's down. Look, boxing's tough enough, and I applaud every single box that goes into the ring, whatever level. I'm even talking about those that do white collar boxing. It's not easy. So props to every single boxer out there that lace up the gloves. I've done a bit of sparring with Ryan, and sorry, not even sparring, pad work. And believe you me, it is bloody difficult. So look, I want to get that out there first. Ohara Davies, Josh Taylor, the build-up's been fantastic. There's definitely been needle there, not just between the boxers, but the camps, or should I say really more Ohara Davies with the camp of Barry McGuigan, Shane McGuigan, Cycling Promotions, blah, blah, blah. And it's got to a point where when I'm watching the videos, whether it be YouTube, IFL TV, or just looking at Twitter feeds, I sometimes feel like it's crossed the line just a little bit. There's not been any physical or threats or anything crazy, but I sometimes feel like Ohara Davies crossed the line just a little bit. Is that fair? And I think the neutral observer just wanted Josh Taylor to shut him up. And that's what it's like. I mean, when Floyd Mayweather talks, we used to think just shut him up. And back in the day when Chris Eubank used to talk, Nassim Hamed, we always want them to lose, right? That's the way we are as British public. We always want to see the guy that talks a lot get beat. Luckily for the guys I just mentioned, Floyd Mayweather never got beaten. Prince Nassim Hamed only got beat to Barrera, and Chris Eubank kind of went out on his shield and kind of got a new following in the later stage of his career. Ohara Davies, on the other hand, that's not happening. See, I just watched a fight where someone that was talking and talking, I mean, for fuck's sake, he came out to the Undertaker music. Now, I mean, if you're gonna do that, you gotta have something a bit special. And I saw, apart from a bit of courage and a long reach in his jab, I saw absolutely nothing. I saw, look, Josh Taylor at times tried to almost mix up a bit too much. If he just stuck to what he needed to stick to, I think he would have got him out there a bit earlier. He went down with a jab. Now look, again, I don't want to kick a man when he's down, but if you're going to talk as much as he talked, you've got to do something to back it up. You've got to do. I mean, as good as Josh Taylor is, Josh Taylor for me, yes, with good amateur background, but he's a 9-fight novice. That's really kind of what he is. Ohara Davies is what, 15, 16 fights in? And you just can't talk the way he talked. He was swinging Hail Marys like he was a 2 or 3 fight novice. There seemed to be no game plan. He seemed to quit. He seemed to get hurt by the body for someone that looks in fantastic shape. And it was just disappointing overall. Am I the only one that thinks that? Look, a lot of boxers have spoke, a lot of boxers talk, and I get it, you got to try and sell the fight. But I don't necessarily think when Ohara Davies talks, he's trying to sell a fight. I think he talks because he genuinely believes he is that good. And he might be that good. He might come back and maybe switch trainers and learn something different. But I guess lessons need to be learned. You can't do what he did, whether it be verbally, on Twitter, the antagonizing, if that's what you're going to do as a performance. To me, it doesn't work that way. And when it does go down the way it went down, it makes you look very silly. That's what happens. It makes you look very, very silly. And I think it's a shame for that. But for Josh Taylor, I mean, look, he's called out Ricky Burns. That fight probably isn't going to happen. That's a few fights away. But how good does he look at 140? How good does he look? I said on the video, on one of my early videos, I said, in terms of promotions, I said, look, Cyclone Promotions are doing very, very good things. I think they're doing very, very good things. Obviously, they've got one superstar in Carl Frampton, but they've got a few lower level fighters that are coming up, and Josh Taylor now taking that leap. That's a big scalp. And that puts him in the WBC rankings as well. Obviously, they're not going to rush to no title fights. For now, it's just a case of build him up again. But he will now kind of have that following in Scotland. Look, it wasn't a sellout. It looked a bit empty in there, but with that win and the way everyone's talking about it on Twitter, he can do a lot of things. What does Eddie Hearn do with Ohara Davies? I mean, I think he needs a lot of work as a boxer, a lot of work. You can almost see that he's had not many amateur fights. You can see when it's that level, in terms of both almost like novices, I think the best amateur always comes through when it's that level. Because you almost still fight an amateur style of fights, really. And obviously Josh Taylor's got a fantastic amateur background and Ohara Davies doesn't. And I think you saw that. And it's not a long way back for Ohara Davies, but it's a humbling experience that I hope he learns from. But look, what do you guys think? What happens next for both fighters? What does Eddie Hearn do next to Ohara Davies? What does Barry McGuigan do with Josh Taylor? I want to know now.